What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky review, we're going to take a look at a Marvel Legends figure that I've had for a while. I just have never gotten around to. And it is the Invincible Iron Man version from, of course, Marvel Legends series. Build-A-Figure from Okoye. Oddly enough, though, this Iron Man doesn't come with part of the Build-A-Figure. It's just there. But Unboxing Art had one of these laying around, and there was something wrong with this one. I don't remember what he said it was. And he hit up Hasbro, so they sent him a new one. And so he held on to this one and gave it to me because I think that was just kind of a thing. We were just trading stuff back and forth. So we've got a newer version of Iron Man right here. Until the iron armor, as it were, is very different than the classic stuff or even the movie stuff we've seen recently. You got a gun, you got some hands, you got a face, you got a floating disembodied head. Maybe that's Okoye's head. That would be so funny. And you've got some beaming effects right there. Come around this side, you've got a nice image of Tony right there with the rupee from Legend of Zelda as his chest plate, so good for that. And you've got framing problems. Hold on. There we go. Alright. Marvel Legends series. Technological upgrades and weapons help Iron Man bring order to any battle. That's true. And then you've got stuff. It looks like he's got a big spike coming out of his arm. It's a really strange effect. And here you got the Okoye Build-A-Figure thingy. I still only have, I think, her arms and a leg. Something like that, maybe 2 legs and an arm. So obviously I've got these 2 guys, and I've got the one from Namor, so I still need to get the one from Black Bolt and from Nakia, because Nakia has like the bulk of her body, and I think Black Bolt has the other leg, something like that. Either way, this is just a fun free figure that I got from Mr. Arthur, and maybe down the line I'll actually probably repaint it. I'm going to start working with painting stuff here, and let's go ahead and get Mr. Stark out here and see how cool this armor is. I don't think it's that cool. We'll see. Alright, guys, so here we have Mr. Iron Man. I'm just going to keep calling him Mr. Iron Man. Something about him seems more formal than others. I don't know. Overall, it's actually pretty neat. I think this might have been one of his problems. This nice big blemish right here, which I think is a clear coat problem, or something. I don't know. It's sketchy. I don't know. It feels like it needs to be sanded down. Whatever it is. But, you know, if in the future I feel like repainting it, obviously that'll happen. But it is all done in this nice metallic red. Also, there are some nasty paint mishaps. Like, you've got a few, like here. Got some under the arms. Just, whoever put this thing together was a bit sloppy. Look at this right here. On the leg. Maybe this is why he didn't want it. Big old paint mishaps here. Just, come on. So, this one really slipped past quality control, but otherwise, actually, it's a pretty neat Iron Man figure. I mean, we've gotten very used to the movie aesthetic Iron Man. This is something very different. It's way more modern Tony Stark in the comics. It's just quite different. You got these nice, I don't know if they're actually like little tiny reactors, or if they're a repulsor. But you do get the repulsor thingies in the hands. You got some in the feet. Those are also just the normal peg holes that I tend to get. Gold paint here, blue paint there. Kind of gunmetal-ish paint everywhere else. In between joints and stuff. Looks pretty good. Gold paint or on the face mask, and then blue eye holes. Looks really cool. Very pointy. I dig it. And we'll talk about articulation real quick before we get into all the fun toys and stuff it comes with. So the head is on kind of either a ball joint or a swivel. It feels like a ball joint with the way it's mounted, and of course, since we have another thing that will be replacing it, has to be a ball joint. And then you actually get a neck joint, so he can look down on you like Tony likes to do, or he can actually kick his head back for flight mode. That's actually pretty neat. The shoulders themselves are on a kind of soft-ish ratchet forward and back, and then you've got a thickly ratcheted kind of disc hinge shoulder section here. Everything is super stiff. I don't know if it's just because it's been in the box for so long. I think Art actually took it out and messed with it a little bit because it was actually open. I mean, I don't blame him. But the paint really put him off. You do get bicep swivel, as we just saw. We get double jointed elbow, which is also super stiff and mildly ratcheted. Works out pretty good. These wrists just rotate because that's supposed to be repulsor shooting or floating hand. But you got the closed fist on this side, which does include an actual wrist joint for moving the hand in and out, that kind of stuff. These could also be like shield emitters or something. So, something like that. I mean, it's a pretty cool figure so far. Minor ab crunch right up here. Only goes back and forth just a little bit. I'm not going to push it. Got a very nice molded spine. I would have liked to seen the gunmetal run in between all those edges. Maybe even a little bit of blue paint there. It does feel like it should come back. That just scared the crap out of me. Okay, so it does have a one-click ratcheted swivel that way and then forward so he can ab crunch. That is a scary noise, not gonna lie. You do break the sculpt, but it doesn't leave any unfortunate gaps or anything. Unlike if you use the waist swivel, which looks like Tony totally just snapped his back in half, like like that guy in Iron Man 2. That poor dude. T-mounted ball joint hips, which is always a fun thing. That's about as far as you can get in the splits, I believe. I'm not going to force it, but that's about as good as that's going to get. That is definitely better than the other Iron Man we've looked at. He can kick forward that far. He can kick forward, or back, sorry, about that far before the butt plate gets in the way. You do get thigh rotation, which is awkward. Not only because it feels strange, but also breaks up the sculpt. So, not too bad. I really do like this kind of almost candy plastic. I like that. I mean, the armor is starting to look better and better, if that makes sense. You do get double jointed knee. That is very awkward, but gets you well past 90, no problem. Though, of course, like in between, it's a little funky. And the ankles are a disc hinge. This should go backwards and forwards, but I couldn't get them to go back. Oh, okay, so it can go back. It's just really tough. And also you get his sandal feet down here, kind of. And they are mounted on a swivel inside the foot. So you can point, you can turn, no ankle tilt, but it's about as good as you're going to get, realistically. I do like it. Nice karate Iron Man. Something like that. Yeah. All right. So let's look at accessories. We'll start off with the head. Nice Tony Stark sculpt there. More comic-y booky accuracy there. Ridiculous hairdo with actually a little piece of flashing, it looks like. It's either flashing or a tip of the hair broke off. Either way, I'm taking that little nub. There we go. Cleaned it up. Yeah, he's got clean hair. Actually, very nice face sculpt. Painted decently. Got the facial hair there. You got painted or tampoed eyes. Looks really good. Ear sculpt is actually very nice. I just dropped that. Okay, it was just shadows, but I thought he had some nasty paint along his jawline. And the hair, painted on all the way around. Maybe a mild wash would have been okay, but he's very comic booky, so that's okay. Now we have to yoink the Iron Man head off, which is okay. And then you can slap this on his head. It's always funny when they're mixing comic book figures with the movie figures. So this is in the Build-A-Figure line with Okoye, so you would think that they would keep all the movie stuff in it. So realistic looking people, but no, they put this guy, they put Namor, they put Black Bolt, which doesn't even look like the live action Black Bolt, which I don't blame them on that one, to be totally honest. But the head sculpt does look very nice. I do wish he had a more relaxed hand to hold the helmet in, because the repulsor / flying hand, while it can hold it, is very awkward. You like hook it on the thumb or something. So he can, that'll probably be something of a thumbnail if I manage it. But that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm going to like a lot of things about this, I think. I mean, the paint is about the worst thing on it so far. And the super stiff joints, which can't be helped. It's still a brand new figure, technically speaking. Okay, the blaster cannon thingy. Molded okay. Whoa. I'm way too close to the camera here. That's the problem. Up close camera magic. Here we go. It's sculpted well. It probably could have used a little bit of paint. Throw in some gunmetal, especially like around here. Maybe even a couple blue dots for something. I don't know. It's one solid piece. Big nub mark there. And it doesn't just clip onto the forearm, as far as I can tell. Just slap it on there like so. And I got a big arm cannon for all the good it does. And, of course, with said arm cannon comes great responsibility. No, I'm just kidding. You get some bent blue beam effects. And they're just bent from the packaging. It's kind of, like, hard to avoid, honestly, from what I could tell. They're just super soft plastic. I knew it was going to tip over eventually because of the way I've got them tilted. So you can just plug that in to the big arm cannon and Tony Starkish person can shoot at you. I don't think he doesn't have a butterfly of any kind, right? I guess the arms can come in together a little bit. There we go. You can really get that ratchet in there. I did not think that was going to be possible. That's kind of cool. Hold on. Something I did not know it could do. Nice. Look at that. So a little bit more posable than I thought. So if you need to actually brace his own arm for shooting at people. Now I wish the head could tilt just a little. Maybe no, he doesn't do a swivel, but it still works. That's pretty cool. I like being surprised by a figure. Let me just be honest with that. I like being surprised that it can do something. I don't like being surprised that the arm cannon just falls right off the arm. But yeah, it's not the greatest plastic in the world. Let's just be totally honest. Speaking of which, you can totally take the same beam effect and make it a very droopy repulsor blast. Something we've seen with a lot of Iron Man figures over time. Can I plug in a little deeper? Nope, that's about as good as that's going to get. And you do get spare hands, so you get a right and left punching and repulsing hand. Let me see if I can. And let's see if this scares me as bad as it did with the other guys. And it did, by the way. I mean, it's soft-ish plastic, so it's okay, and it's just got the mildest mushroom peg on there, so you can get him in kind of a floating pose if you do it just right. So something like that. And if you bring in the handy dandy standy, you can get him to be hovering. Look at that. Take a picture. Cool. And if you really want to go there, you can entirely plug these into the feet to really be boosting him. I kind of wish we had 4 of these, because that would be cool. The only thing I can't do is grip him low enough to really make that work, but you get the point. If you got a good Tamashi display stand or something like that, this will totally work. And it does, and it's pretty cool. I like an Iron Man with some accessories. But I mean, that is pretty much it for the accessories. So it just comes down to the rest of the figure. Now for comparisons, we can bring in our little Wally friend. Wally, this is Iron Man. You sort of met an Iron Man before, but it's a different Iron Man than this. So, yay. Size-wise, there's your Iron Man. There's your Snarf. I know that's not really a fair comparison, but you guys can see how small Snarf is. Bring in a different Iron Man. The only Iron Man I own. It's very movie-accurate-ish golden black Iron Man. Roughly the same height, so that's kind of good. Although the joints on this guy are terrible. The legs are incredibly loose if I haven't covered that. Also very hard to see on camera. But you can even get them sort of fighting. Because this one does have the more modern style beam. Like, I wish they had put the thing in his hand so he could be shooting. That's the other thing. I hate these shoulder armors. That one especially continually pops off. Come on, get in there. Yeah, that is definitely a huge downside of this movie armor style. However, I just wanted to check this. Nope, that does not fit in the feet. So this one just gets more disappointing. And someone else we looked at before, Thundra, who is significantly taller than Iron Man. So I'm just starting to believe that she is just that big of a character. So it is what it is. And one last comparison. There it is with the Hulkbuster leg. Still working on getting the rest of this guy, but he's freaking huge. He's huge. Alright, guys, so final thoughts wise, I like this figure. I don't know, I wasn't going to buy it on my own, realistically, and without it having an actual Build-A-Figure piece in it, There really wasn't a point. However, I really like it. I do wish they had painted the joints gold to match. I think that would have worked out really well, made it look a lot better. I mean, they left the red ones down here for the legs, so it blended in as it should. I do think that at least the back should have gotten a little bit of the gunmetal gray in between the joints. Same thing back here on the knee joints. Probably would have been nice to have that. He's very posable. He does flex very nicely. It's very surprising in the things that it can do. Of course, the downside being the effects, a little bit wonky. Paint, not great on some areas. With whoever painted this, you probably don't have much of a job anymore, if I had to guess, because it can't just be the one. I mean, you might have had a bad Friday or something like that. I don't know, or bad Monday. But as it goes, I mean, it's pretty good. I actually like this figure. This version of Iron Man is very interesting. It would be fun to give it a repaint. Maybe down the line, we'll see. But for a free figure given to me by a good friend, I can live with it for sure. But guys, if you like this version of Iron Man, you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe-ish button. We're headed towards 3,000. Maybe we're there by now. I'm not entirely certain, but at least as of filming this video, we're not, but we're going that way. He's very sassy. I got blue in my hands. I'm just gonna... anyways. Oh, is there a metallic flake in there? Might be. There might be a little bit of metallic flake inside those little guys that I just couldn't see before. Cool. And go ahead and hit that Patreon up if you actually want to help support the channel. Give a little bit more money so that this thing can stay afloat, keep this ship moving forward, because that is always fun for me and you. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just playing with this guy. Now it's just fun. Now I'm just playing. I'm not working anymore. You can buy a Shoky shirt if you want. It's down in the description. That also goes to help the channel. Plus, you get to show that you are part of the Shoky Nation. That's always great. And, of course, guys, remember, as always, to keep on nerding so you can one day be like Iron Man and invent some really cool armor. Brah. Bye, guys.